It's almost the 4th year anniversary of Black Ops 6. Wait, hold on. It's almost the 6th year anniversary of Black Ops 4. That's what I meant. I've been kind of thinking about Black Ops 4 a lot, and for all its faults and some of its strengths as it pertains to zombies. For me and a lot of other people, this is the game where everything started to go wrong. And so I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. Probably the main big issue I think a lot of people point to when they talk about Black Ops 4 Zombies is the perk system and the changes they did to it. I think the main idea behind it was they wanted to encourage builds in zombies. So you would use like if you wanted to camp, you would use a certain 4 perks. If you wanted to run around, you'd use a different set of 4 perks. In some aspects that worked. If I'm going for high rounds, I might use a different set of perks than I would when if I'm just doing a casual match. But this did bring a few problems that I think they didn't really consider. Chief among them is the early round phase of a game where not having perks makes you super weak, and so you're one of your goals is to get perks, which is definitely still true in Black Ops 4, but the main reason this is a thing is due to the lack of Juggernog, my beloved. I'll never forget the day they took you from me. Yeah, so taking Jug out was a bit of a mistake, but you can also understand why when you think of the perk system as encouraging different builds, because if it was a perk you could just choose, literally no one on the entire planet wouldn't use it. It would just be stupid not to. There's no build that would benefit from having more health. You can understand why they were let's just axe the most iconic perk in zombies history. Yeah, I'm sure they'll love that. And we didn't. We were very sad. But again, it is understandable when you consider the main goal of the perk system. I just think there probably was a better solution for this. What if instead of 4 perks, you had 5 perks, and one of them was just locked to Juggernog? That's a pretty simple solution, I think. When Black Ops 4 first came out, you could only take 3 hits from zombies from your health, and that ended up being annoying in later rounds. It was particularly annoying in 9 since the zombie tigers would literally insta-down you. We do as gamers do and complained about it and maybe threatened a life or two. And so they changed it. And so that's where they left the state of health in Black Ops 4 is now you can take 4 hits, which was good at the time, but now I think you start off with way too much health to the point where the early rounds are really boring. They used to be very sketchy in Black Ops 1 and 2, even 3 to a degree, but they did up it to 3 hits instead of 2, but that's a whole different thing. It was definitely more sketchy than it was in Black Ops 4 not having Jug in 3. So I think they ruined the whole early round scariness of zombies with having extra health at the start. So I just wish they had done something else than just straight up give you more health right out the gates, literally in 9's case. So yeah, that's the whole Jug thing, and my solution for it, if you just put Jug on every map, and then it becomes your most desired perk, and you just always have it along with the 4 others. You'd still have the build thing, and then still have the progression of getting the extra health aspect of the early rounds. The next thing I think that really hurts the Black Ops 4 perk system is the extra perks. In earlier games, you could only have 4 perks, but starting in Black Ops 4, they started adding more than just 4 perks. So instead of just the OG 4, there was more. So you had to make a choice about which perks you wanted. Or did you? Yes, most maps, emphasis on most, had some sort of side quest-ish thing you could do to obtain more perks, like the monkeys on Ascension, killing George. Origins had the dig spot. In the case of Origins, I think that's literally why it's my favorite map, is those dig spots. The drive to get every perk slot so you can have every perk in the map. That is just never not fun to me. That like little quest of getting all the perks. Black Ops 4's perk system literally just destroys that, because you can only get 4. And I know what you're gonna say, oh, but they did have quests and things to get extra perks. You can only get 2 at max, 2 extra perks ever, and otherwise it was just from elixirs, which was a thing in Black Ops 3 where you could only get a lot of the maps you could only get extra perks through Gobblegum, which was kind of sad, but at least you could get extra perks. But sometimes you'll get a perk that you don't want, or is just completely useless to you. I know that there's that wolf perk. When you specialize a build into it, it can be really good. I'm not saying it's a trash perk, but if I'm just playing casually and I happen to get that from like the 9 trials or something, I find it incredibly annoying because the wolf kills for me and I want to do it. Let me do it. That's why I'm playing. I want to kill the zombies. But also along with that is it'll kill the last zombie. So for that reason, it's kind of annoying. My solution to this, again, would have been very simply, there's just like a little section in the loadout where you can choose exactly what those extra perks are going to be. Those 6 extra perks, you can pick them and pick the order you get them so that it's not random. And then there is still a bit more build creation, because I think when they're random, that does kind of hurt the whole idea of build creation, because if you're running a training build and you get Stone Cold Stronghold, it's basically a wasted perk because it only works if you're standing still. So yeah, you basically just a little section, and you can choose like whether you use Perkaholic or get it through like 9 trials or Ancient Evil trials or whatever. Those perks will always be whatever you set them to. And then, you can make it different per loadout. I think with just those 2 changes, Black Ops 4's perks would have been completely fine. You could still have sketchy early rounds with having less health. Then you get Jug and you have more health. And then you can also make it sketchier when you're down by making Jug always lost. Instead of just 2 random perks. Make it so 2 random perks and then also Jug. You have that kind of, when you go down in the earlier zombie titles, you have that like mad dash to Jug. Having Jug like implemented, like I said, would be helpful there. And then of course the extra perks. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is I think every map should definitely have a way outside of elixirs for you to get every perk, every extra perk. Maybe the 9 trials. I know it destroys the whole 9 thing with the 9 challenges, but maybe you can just repeat challenges after you do them all, so you can get all 6 extra perks. And then same thing with Ancient Evil. Instead of it only ever giving you 2 perks, you can do it until it gives you all 6. And then all the other maps, should have some kind of way for you to get the extra 6, so you don't have to do it through perks, which is kind of lame, I think with just those 2 changes, you would have had a more, there's other issues in Black Ops 4 for sure, but those 2 ones I think are pretty easy fixes. At least I would think so. That's all I have. Those are my thoughts, my opinions, that's it.